What's up, everyone? It's Otaku Tavern back at you with another video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe if you're an Otaku. Click the bell notification so you don't miss a video, all that stuff. And yeah, hope everybody's doing well tonight and good tonight and all that good stuff. So yeah, without further ado, we'll get into this. This one's not going to be a super long video. It's going to be kind of short. But what I want to talk about is two things, actually. I want to talk about why I would honestly rather spend my time praying, talking to God, and doing my hobbies like anime games, gaming, my otaku stuff, right, collectibles, all that good stuff, right. So, one of the reasons I would rather do this is because, you know, like I mentioned like in last night's video, people will flip on you on a dime. Like they'll tell you there's somebody in that 1 minute, and then the next minute it's like, bro, there's someone totally different. You know, they're more than likely they could become really narcissistic or whatever like that. So it's like, you really gotta watch like who you speak with, who you know, spend your time with. You know, your time is your most valuable asset, right? You know, when you've spent time doing something, you know, you can't really get it back. And, you know, I would much rather do the things that I just named, because the thing is with this is, you know, think about like what happens when you try to find connection out there today. You know, you either get rejected because you don't fit a certain mold of individual. You don't, you know, you're not like high status or loads of money, high social media following, right? You know, you don't act a certain way, you don't freaking look a certain way. It's always something, right? And you know, that right there alone is incredibly tiring. It's incredibly tiring, and it's really, really draining, right? So it's like, you know, why would I on earth would I even want to deal with this? Because it's just going to ruin my peace, right? You know, I talk a lot about, you know, your peace, stuff like that, and you know, I think that's very important to have. And you know, not only do people change like on a dime, so to say, but all these like communities, these people, it's full of toxicity. I don't care what it is. Like, it's so full of toxicity, it's just not even worth even really getting involved in, to be honest. Like, if you could find like, listen, if you can find like, say you're a man, listen, if you can find like maybe a woman to talk to about this, like let's say a spouse, or like a good friend, or you know, maybe even a wife, you know, or like I said, girlfriend, like, do that. You know, don't worry about all the other stuff. Like, if you can get like 1 or 2 people to talk with or whatever, don't be seeking anything else, man. Like, really don't. And same thing for like the women watching this. You know, if you can get like a man into the same thing, like the otaku man, you know, because this channel is for otakus. So like, if you can find a good man who's an otaku, right, And maybe you got like one friend, or maybe you don't. You know, maybe it's just all you got's him, or same thing for you fellas. Maybe all you got's her. Don't really be searching for a lot of all this other stuff, man. Like, you know, because it's like, you know, people's always like looking for more of what they don't have, and they're unappreciative of what they do have, right? You see this all the time in like in human beings, society. You see this all the time. And you know, I'm not going to say that I've never done that, because I clearly have. I think everybody has done that. But like, we shouldn't do it, obviously. But like, you know, like I said, I would rather just pray, because I know God cares, right? So, and just talk to somebody who really means something, right? Like, if you have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't worry about all this other stuff, man. Same thing with y'all ladies. Don't worry about the other stuff. Like, I mean, if you can get like, if a good friend comes to you, obviously, if it's a good friend or whatever, if you got something good coming to you, don't reject it, obviously. You'd be a moron to do that. But don't sit here and actively try to search for it, if that makes sense. Because, like, you know, if you've already got something, say you have like 2 gallons of milk in your refrigerator, right? Why would you need to go get a third? Like, think about that. Why would you need to, when you have 2 gallons of milk in your fridge? You're good, bro. Like, you don't need any more milk right now. You know, so it's like, not only that, but it's like everyone treats each other like they're just disposable too. Like, that's another thing. Like, people's always acting like everybody's just disposable. Least little thing they do, say, or opinion, they're ready to throw them in the trash, like they just didn't even matter, which is they don't if they're doing this. Like, and what I mean by if they're doing this, like, as if people are acting like they can't handle a difference of opinion or whatever. Bro, get that out of here. Now, I mean, I get it. You want to talk to people within your own moral standpoint or your own kind of like like-minded thinking. You know, that makes sense. I don't think there's anything wrong with that per se. Like, but like another thing too, man. Like, it's really exhausting. It takes an exhausting amount of mental energy, you know, to just try and speak half the time. You know, you just get ghosted and rejected anyway, a lot of times. But it's like, you know, when you step away from all this, right, and spend time in prayer, you know, with God or with the people who you care about, they care about you, your hobbies, as in otaku content, for us, gaming. The dynamic completely changes. You know, with God, there's no hidden agendas. You don't have a mask, obviously. You know, there's, you don't have to decode, you know, social rules, obviously. You don't have to worry about sudden judgment. You know, there's basically, it's kind of like an unshakable consistency there, right? It's a space basically where you can be, you know, 100% raw and honest, and you know, it brings quiet to your mind, you know, that the outside world will never give you, right? And another thing too is like, for me, my hobbies is like anime, gaming, which is anime games or other games from like Asia. You know, so alongside my faith, I've got my setup, right? You know, I have, like I said, I'm married, I have one good friend. I'm not searching for anything else, bro. Why search for water when I've already got it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pointless. It's completely pointless. And, you know, it's like we don't need... The more people we allow in our lives, the higher the chance becomes that we're going to be dealing with toxic, narcissistic people. And we don't want that, obviously. You know, to some people it may just be a console, or maybe in your case a PC, if you're a PC gamer. Or whatever, you know. But... You know, to us it's not, obviously, and there's nothing wrong with that, bro. I can tell you that now, nothing wrong with that. Like, don't listen to these people, they're morons, they don't know what they're talking about. You know, I'm engaging with something, obviously, that gives the same energy back to me that I give, you know, and that's really the best, you know, really thing you can do. I mean... Don't be searching for like something else, man. Like really, I don't think should do that. Like, I think it's just really pointless. You know, but another thing too is like you don't have like worry about like arguments, you know, just people getting mad at you for, you know, like honestly, I would never be friends with someone other than the friend I have now that likes Naruto, right? I just really wouldn't, and I'll tell you why. Because the reason why is if they can't respect the fact that I like Sakura and I think she's a good character, then we're done here, bro. We're absolutely done. And, you know, like, I really don't care what these people think, man. That's how you gotta be, and too many people are caring what, like, everybody else is thinking, man. Like, who gives a damn what anybody thinks of you, bro? Like, you know, you always hear the saying, oh, it'd be so boring if everybody was the same, but it's like, damn, you know, they literally want everybody the freaking same, bro. Like, if you pay attention, the way that they talk, it's like they want you to be the same way as them. Same mindset, same beliefs, like, all of this. Like, if you disagree with one of their belief points, oh no, you know, you're crucified by the morning, bro. Like, it's honestly ridiculous. And, you know, when I put on my headset, dive into a good game, like I said, I'm engaged in something that actually rewards my time. You know, I see progression. You know, I see good characters, good lore. You know, I get a good, genuine sense of focus. You know, 100% myself. And, you know, another thing too is, like, I want to make this clear. Choosing this type of lifestyle, like being a hikikomori or whatever you want to say, it's not about running away. It's really about realizing that your energy and your time is very valuable, okay? You know, why should I consistently force myself into a space where I'm misunderstood or subject myself to a superficial kind of type of toxic culture to where most people can't even learn to talk, date, or even have friends, right? When I can just spend the exact time strengthening my spirit in the Lord, or with people who care, and my hobbies, and enjoy the things I love, right? There is a massive amount of freedom in this, man, and realizing that you don't need validation from a crowded room, bro. Like, you know, when you have, like, absolute peace in your own self in your room, that's it, bro. You're good. Like, I've stopped knocking on doors that weren't built for me, man. And I started focusing on the sanctuary that I've got right here. But anyway, hope this video was kind of eye-opening. I am going to end this one here. Like I said, this is going to be a long video. But anyway. So, hope you all had a good one. And I want to close this out with something. So, this is where my head is at. And it's where it's going to stay, obviously. So, and you know, I'd rather have a small, quiet space, a meaningful life built on like faith, hobbies, anime, gaming, than be out there in the crappy world, bro. Like, then struggle with a loud world that doesn't care, man. Like, you know, so if you're watching this and you've been feeling the urge to just unplug basically from the noise and focus on your own peace, let me know down in the comments below, and I really wish and hope you do this. Drop your thoughts, hit like and subscribe, by the way, and also I had someone point this out, that they noticed that the last video that I recorded like this was not live. This one is not live either. Go figure, as you can tell when it gets uploaded. But I am going to start doing more videos like this. So I will still be doing the live streams though, but I am going to do videos like this in this sort of format as well. So, because instead of just going live all the time, the live videos take me a little bit more time to kind of edit. Which is, I mean, I don't really mind, but sometimes, you know, I'm not able to do that, obviously. I kind of have to just kind of decompress, or, you know, all this kind of stuff, right? But yeah, anyway, I hope that you learned something in this video, because your peace is more valuable than really any, you know, and your time is more valuable than any asset that you can, you know, bring to the table. So, yeah, anyway. So, like I said, I am going to end this one here. And God bless you all, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya.
A victory hard.